Seagun, I have a question about the lesson today.
Yes.
Um, so I think that the causes of unhappiness were very um, meaningful for me, or resonant, as well as to a lesser degree the secrets of being happy. But the two that I'm having trouble with the most, and they're kind of related, is that the fourth cause of unhappiness was the idea that you can be happy all the time, which I thought I understood what you meant when you said it. But then the first secret of being happy is to discover that happiness is an eternal state of being. And even within the explanation itself of the idea that you can be happy all the time, that face under the mask, so that even if you're happy or you're sad or whatever the emotion, you have this third state, right? This deeper state of being. And the implication kind of is that you have that state all the time. And the idea that happiness is an eternal state of being also suggests that, I mean, eternal is pretty unequivocally all the time. So I don't understand what you mean, and I would love your guidance.
Very good question. Like all things true, it involves paradox, which is why I felt compelled to say, as the fourth obstacle to happiness is the idea that you're going to be happy all the time. Of course, then I totally screwed you up by saying by discovering this eternal state of being. So let me put it in these terms that might be helpful, which is the metaphor of a lake. When everything's going well and there's not a cloud in the sky, the surface of the lake becomes still and everything is perfectly reflected. And so you can literally look into the lake and see every color in the sky. And I often say, if you lay down backwards next to the lake and look back, you can get lost in which one is the real image. It's so clear. And that is a metaphor for how, when things are going well, it's very easy to be happy, right? Zippity-doo-dah, zippity, my oh my, what a beautiful day. But inevitably, storms come in. And when storms come in, they create the surface of the lake as choppy. Now you can't see anything clearly. And it's very hard then to see, well, what's so beautiful? Because I'm right in the middle of a storm. And the surface of the lake is actually become a storm itself. The metaphor of the deeper place is to know that you are the lake, which means there's a whole axis of your being that lies beneath the surface of what's happening out there in the world, what's happening on the surface of your being. And that the preponderance of who you are resides in that place. So when things are going well, you look out from that place, and yes, we could say you feel happy. When the storm comes in and it chops up the water, you don't feel happy at all. And so maybe the word happy is a little tricky, but it's the allowing of both states and no longer expecting them one to not come or go, or in order to be okay, the storm has got to go. I can't be okay till the storm goes, or I need to hold on to this sunny day forever. You just get at peace with the fact that they come and go. They both come and go outwardly in terms of what's happening and how you feel. So that's why I said what gets in your way is probably why you resonated, which is the fact that you're going to be happy all the time, because you're not. Like if something really happened that made you full of grief and pain, and I called you up, I go, how are you feeling, yin yang? And you go, horrible, sucks. I go, are you happy right now? No fucking way, man. Don't be an asshole. Why are you saying that? Obviously, I don't feel happy. So I'm trying to convey is when I talk about this quotes happiness, is not having the emotion of happiness eternally. Another way it might be said is accepting life on life's terms, or being at peace with life such as it is. So when you let go of the expectation that happiness won't come and go, you feel even more stressed because you're always wrestling with maintaining states of everything being okay and then trying to get rid of when they're not okay. This, the inner being relaxes, takes it as it comes, is able to learn and grow from the state of unhappiness as much as from the state of happiness. And therefore, this inner being is happy in the way that it's like, life is sweet, even with the storms. And most people don't feel that way. As a matter of fact, a good amount of people start off feeling that they can make things go their way. And then when life deals them a series of things and it's not the way they want it, they have what you call a midlife crisis. Or when they're older, they become bitter. Have you ever seen a bitter old person? And when you meet them, they're going to give you a list of the things that didn't go the way they wanted them to. So it was all a setup. Life sucks. Like, I was supposed to get married and be happily ever after, yada, yada, yada. And they carry that bitterness with them. And you couldn't say to them, you shouldn't carry that bitterness, because they have a very good reason. But what I'm saying is the happiness occurs when you let go of the reason. And you accept that both sometimes things went your way and sometimes they didn't. And yes, that person was born, but that person died. And yes, my friend got healthy, but then later I talked to them and they were sick. And yes, so-and-so got the job, or I got the job, but also, yes, sometimes I lost the job. And so we start to accept the sweet music of life such as it is, and we're no longer at odds with life. And this can allow you to become a happy older person. Have you met a happy older person? And actually, I met both today. I met one guy who I met on the water, and it turned out he spoke English, and we had a long conversation. It was just a litany of bitterness about how life didn't go his way. And now he's older, and he's just really bitter and angry. But the other guy was the guy who brought fruit to my door. And this guy's eyes always shining. Now, if we asked him, like, oh, of course, everything went your way. No, that's not true. He learned to be at peace and at grace with it anyway. Because if you think I'm happy because everything went my way, then we have to sit down and talk. And I'll tell you all the ways that it didn't, and all the things that are extremely painful and are painful to this day. But the grace is being able to accept that. So I don't know if that helps, but that's what I'm getting at. And so, yes, it is a little tricky, and perhaps the words aren't right to say an eternal state of being, because we go back to the original position of, I expect to be happy all the time. So happiness, we view it, and perhaps you could exchange it if you wish, be at peace with life as such as it is. But once you say that and you come to peace, you're happy in the peace. But you still get sad, and you still get happy, right? It's called happensness. When it happens the way you like, we're all going to get happy. If you called me with good news, I'll be happy for you. And if something sad happens, I'll cry with you. I don't expect that to go away, but that doesn't dictate like who I am and what life is about. And that's why I feel what I call eternally happy, because it's as time and space comes and goes, and I'm still at peace with it being what it is. I call it a gift. Life was a gift. And yes, it had a lot of things that sucked, but I still call it a gift.